Hi there, and welcome to the Home Studio Rescue here on YouTube. My name is Chris, and today we're going to be talking about whether or not UAD plugins are still worth it in 2022. So before we get started, if you get any value out of this video, please hit the like and subscribe button. Also, if you're struggling with recording, mixing, or building your own home studio and learning how to use it, there's a link down below for a free Zoom call with me. I can help you buy the right gear for you or just make the best recordings you can with the gear you have. So click that link down below to learn more. So are UAD plugins worth it in 2022? And we're going to start with for mixing, and I'm going to say no, they are not necessary. So here's why. UAD plugins require universal audio hardware that houses DSP chips, and that's where the plugins live, and those DSP chips are what drive those plugins, and it also dictates how many instances of their plugins you can use on a particular mix. So computers made in this decade or in the last 5 years, they do not need DSP chips. It's an antiquated model, and it's also just kind of an entry fee to getting into the universal audio world. So you can see here, this is their actual control meter where it tells you how much DSP you have. And this was just with my Apollo Twin Quad, and I had 10 plugins running. I was just trying to max it out. And so if I put one more plugin, it would have made an error message and it would have disabled that plugin and said I couldn't add anymore. You're always going to be battling this DSP thing. The other part of this whole mixing thing is that there are quality competitors out there that make plugins just as good as universal audio, and guess what? They don't require DSP chips. You can use as many of those plugins on a mix as your computer can handle. There's no limit for it, except for right here you see that Pro Tools error message, and that still pops up occasionally, but as long as your computer can handle it, you can just keep adding those plugins, and there's not going to be this error message for running out of DSP. So the next part of this is the UAD plugins are expensive, like super expensive. You'll be paying anywhere from $50 to $300 a plugin, and they do have sales twice a year where you can get a bundle and you'll be paying somewhere around under $100 each, but you'll be spending at least $300 to get those deals. So would I recommend UAD plugins for mixing? The answer is going to be no. For mixing alone, they're not necessary. I wouldn't worry about it at all or feel like you're missing out. For recording though, I would say yes. Having a Universal Audio Apollo interface or any of their interfaces where you can actually use their plugins in real time to record with zero latency. I'm a big fan of that. That's why I have an Apollo. For years, I had a lot of expensive outboard gear, and for a long time, I kept my distressor, and that was my main vocal compressor. And then I got the Apollo. Now I use the UAD distressor, and is it exactly like it? No, but it's close enough. I also can use their tape saturation in real time, like a Studer 800, their EQs like a Pultec or a Neve, and then send that vocal to a reverb chain. And for me, if I'm really enjoying the sound I'm getting, I just print that vocal sound into my DAW and I just stick with it. So it's really great. And also for most singers, they enjoy singing into something that sounds awesome, like having a good reverb, having compression. They'll sing into those effects. And so it creates a performance. When I recommend the Apollo interfaces for recording in real time with their plugins, absolutely. I'm going to give you a couple of caveats here though. Number one, I would never buy a universal audio interface that has less than a quad. With UA, you're always going to want more DSP. The other thing I would say is if you're a beginner, I would only record in monitor mode until you're confident enough to commit to your vocal chain. And you don't have to do that, but it's something I enjoy doing. So I hope this video helps take away some of your fear of missing out with UAD plugins. They're a huge buzzword. A lot of people think, oh, I've got to have an Apollo. Now, I do like the interface, but you don't have to have that to make great music. You can do that with the plugins in the gear you have already. I did it for years. So if you got any value out of this video, please hit the like and subscribe button. Also, if you have any interest in working with me or you have a question about something, you can shoot me an email at Home Studio Rescue, or you can schedule a free Zoom call with me on the link down below. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll catch you on the next one.